news update on top accolade news. The headlines: Australian general elections set for May. Bosnian Serb leader defies arrest warrant. Germany, UK and EU response to US imposing 25% tariff on foreign-made cars. Italy allocates £68 million for humanitarian aid and reconstruction in Syria. In politics, Australian general elections set for May. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed Thursday that a general election will take place in May, with the official announcement expected soon. Albanese guaranteed that the vote will occur in May, but stopped short of revealing the exact date. The election will decide members of both the House of Representatives and the Senate, with 150 seats and 40 Senate seats up for grabs. Ahead of the election, Albanese's government passed a new tax relief bill, reducing taxes by $5 Australian a week starting in 2026 and $10 a week in 2027. However, the opposition Liberal National Coalition about to reverse the tax cuts, offering instead a failed excise cut if elected. In 2022 election, Albanese's Labour Party secured 77 seats, while the opposition won 58 seats. Still in politics, Bosnian Serb leader defies arrest warrant. Bosnian Serb leader Milorad Dodik is facing an international arrest warrant after defying an internal order for his arrest. Dodik, the president of Bosnian Serb Republic region, has been accused of attacking Bosnia's constitutional order, having been sentenced to a year in prison and banned from politics for 6 years. Despite this, he crossed into Serbia earlier this week and traveled to Israel for a conference in Jerusalem on Thursday. The Bosnian court has issued an international arrest warrant, which has been circulated by Interpol. Dodik, a staunch advocate for Bosnian Serb secession, has dismissed the charges, calling them politically motivated. Shifting focus to economy, Germany, UK and EU response to US imposing 25% tariffs on foreign-made cars. Germany's economic minister, Robert Habeck, has strongly opposed the US's decision to impose 25% tariff on foreign-made cars, stressing that Europe must respond firmly. The tariff set to take effect on April 2nd will significantly impact German car manufacturers who export a large portion of their vehicles to the US. The UK, which also faces similar tariff on car exports, is in ongoing discussions with the US to protect trade relations. European Commission President expressed regret over the decision, emphasizing the importance of the car industry to both sides of the Atlantic. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has suggested that the tariff could extend to other sectors, such as pharmaceuticals, potentially putting jobs at risk in Ireland. As tensions rise, analysts predict that the new tariffs will hurt profit for European car makers and complicate global supply chains. Moving to international relations, Italy allocates £68 million for humanitarian aid and reconstruction in Syria. Italy has committed £68 million to support humanitarian projects and infrastructure rebuilding in Syria following a major shift in the country's leadership. Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani announced the funding in a parliamentary hearing on Thursday, highlighting plans for initiative in health, infrastructure and food supply chains. This comes after rebels took control of Syria in December. The new authorities in Syria have also issued a constitutional declaration incorporating Islamic law, which Tajani called a positive step. He emphasized the continued easing of sanctions will help Syria's transition and economic recovery. You are watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. Insecurity. Status of missing U.S. soldiers in Lithuania remain uncertain. The fate of 4 U.S. soldiers missing in Lithuania remains unclear, despite earlier claims from NATO Secretary that they had died during a training exercise. NATO later clarified that the soldiers, part of the U.S. Army's 1st Brigade combat team, are still officially missing. The soldiers disappeared Tuesday afternoon during a NATO exercise close to the Belarusian border. On Thursday, Lithuanian authorities reported that the soldiers' armored recovery vehicle was found submerged in a water-filled area, but no bodies have been recovered. The difficult marshy terrain is complicating recovery efforts. Both US and Lithuanian military forces are continuing their search, and all scenarios remain under investigation as confusion over the incident grows. Still in security, Australia's missile program faces delays. Australia's ambitious missile acquisition program is facing delays with increased global demand and ongoing Ukraine war affecting production capabilities. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's government pledged 74 billion Australian dollars for missile development, including 21 billion Australian dollars to establish a guided weapons and explosive ordnance enterprise locally. However, due to shortages in missile components and high demand, local production of Australian-made missile parts will be gradual. Companies are working with Australian suppliers, but some components will still rely on the US and Europe. Moving to entertainment, Sydney Sweeney and Jonathan Davino postponed wedding. Actress Sydney Sweeney and her fiancé Jonathan Davino have reportedly called off their upcoming wedding, citing major issues in their relationship. The couple, who have been together since 2018 and got engaged in 2022, were set to marry in May, but the source revealed that they have postponed the ceremony as they reassess their future together. Tension had reportedly built between them due to Sydney's demanding work schedule with her career booming, while Jonathan desires more quality time. Despite the setback, the couple has yet to officially break up, though insiders worry a split may be imminent as they navigate this rough patch in their relationship. Now in sports, NBA explores new basketball league in Europe. The NBA is exploring the possibility of launching a new basketball league in Europe, potentially partnering with some of the continent's biggest football clubs. The league is in early talks with teams like Manchester United, as well as investors from a London-based team. This venture, in collaboration with the International Basketball Federation, could see the creation of 8 franchises, each potentially valued at $500 million. The NBA's expansion into Europe is being closely watched as part of a broader international growth strategy with the aim to eventually rival the NBA's global dominance. That concludes our global news updates for today. Stay tuned for more global news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojorume Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.